Glad to have you with us from First Bank Stadium in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Vanderbilt Commodores. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer here in the booth. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines, and we check in with her right now.
When you talk about teams who are building for the future, you've got to mention Vanderbilt. Stadium upgrades, a dynamic crowd. First Bank Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee has improved in the last few years. It is the smallest stadium in the SEC, but the Vanderbilt fans are getting louder and more passionate as Clark Lee continues to build a contender in Nashville. Back to you.
Right, Holly. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Crimson Tide offense takes the field to start things off. And here comes Keelan Russell. This quarterback, one of the best in the country, but boy, does he face a stiff challenge with a stingy unit on the other side. They'll run it on the counter. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Hill. He stopped after getting a yard out to the 30.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
3rd down, and they'll need 5 to keep this opening drive moving. Keelan Russell. Still looking on the move. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And this is going to be the matchup for this defense all game long, containing the QB speed, because he can get out and he can roll. Nice job early in this football game, judging his speed, getting out there, getting the sack, and most importantly, getting a hit on him early in this football game so he can physically feel you, and those hits can start to add up throughout a football game.
The Commodores offense, who will go to work for the first time in this one. And here comes the guy that is a surgeon in this attack. They'll have to deal with one of the top cover corners in the country in Xavier Brown. On the move, it's Alexander. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
I know he's got the height and the weight of a tight end, but, man, the way he runs routes and how good he is with the ball in his hands, it just reminds you of a wide receiver. He's so athletic. This is a guy that has a basketball background in high school, and you see it pan out. Every time he has the football, he just looks like the best athlete on the field. For a big guy, very, very unique.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
They'll go right back to him, finding some room. Touchdown, Vandy. Great job by the back on the option.
And that is exactly what they wanted to see. They talked about bolstering their speed at the running back spot. They said this guy could do it. And you get a good glimpse of it early in this football game. Palmer, there's one thing to talk about speed. It's another thing to talk about speed. And that guy takes off, erases some angles, and makes the big play early.
It's so true, David. There's so many really good running backs in the country that can make people miss, but when we see them get into the second level, they always get caught. This guy is a little bit different. And now if you're on defense, that's a big alert. You know, hey, if we don't tackle him, if linebackers miss him, if safeties miss him, and this guy gets in the second level, he is taking it to the house. There's a lot of pressure now on this defense to tackle.
The Alabama offense coming onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Always looking to throw. Firing to the right, complete. Nothing but green grass down the middle. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
That's a nice job by the offense there in their second drive. I know in the opening possession you go 3 and out, you're scratching your head. That didn't obviously go the way you wanted to, but a good job of sort of collecting yourselves, going through the next couple play calls and making sure everybody's back on the same page. We saw this offense, David, on this drive really be in sync and finally find the rhythm.
You got to like the answers, right? Like sometimes you come out, sometimes you're situated and you're ready to rock and roll and it comes out hot. Sometimes it doesn't, but I like the response. Their defense does their job, gets them the football back. They come out, execute. Nice job getting on the scoreboard.
And he tacks on the extra point. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. On the move from inside his 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Back to throw, it's Carter. Tried to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
Loss of 3. Brings up 2nd down.
And the Commodores trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Defense playing a bail technique. Rides to the back. Stopped again, and at least they made it back to the line of scrimmage this time. Following that run, we have a player who is shaken up. That's the junior offensive lineman that they're counting on. We hope he can return to play soon. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Balls and fired complete. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
Looking downfield on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Tight end now in motion. Caught, and he's got room. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and is going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
Scanning the field, it's Carter. Under fire. He's sacked. This defense all over him.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Negative play on first down. That's what a defense always wants. Now the play fake. Here comes the heat. Got rid of it just in time.
Well, this offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He's looking downfield to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
And these coaches have these play sheets over there on the sidelines, and there's so many calls they want to call, and they want to make explosive plays. But you got to protect your QB, and he's already been sacked. Now he's hit again. Like, they've got to protect him up front if they want a chance of doing damage on the offensive side of the football.
They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Breaks into the open. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need a lot of room.
I love how this offensive line communicates and works up front. You see guys winning their one-on-one battles. There's double teams happening. Guys are getting into the second level and creating big lanes for this running back.
The Crimson Tide rolling on the ground, tries to keep momentum going. They'll go to the counter play. There's a crease. They get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. We've got a good one going here, and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. Will have to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Give to the back. Not much room to run. Let's give him 1 to the 33.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. He'll run it again. Plows ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Makes the grab. He's brought down, but what a play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
Well, this guy's having a day. It doesn't matter where he's lined up or what routes he's running. He just seems to always be getting open, and his quarterback is taking notice. He's looking his way. Nice job there, throwing in time, getting it to him in space and allowing him to go to work. This is turning into a very nice statistical day for this wide receiver.
The Crimson Tide move the sticks through the air. Let's see if they go back to it here. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
Winning first down is such a big deal on defense, like getting them in more predictable situations, more passing situations. Nice job not giving up a lot of run after contact on that first down.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Right back to the well. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early enough, and there are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
From the gun on 3rd down, Keelan Russell. Incomplete. He was going for the touchdown.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football, and you saw that there on the incompletion.
They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. And this will be a short one from about 21 yards out. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he's stopped. Vanderbilt's offense out there looking to start a productive drive. They'll open this drive, hoping to move it down the field. A touchdown would give them the lead. To throw, it's Carter. Setting up the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
I like the play call offensively. I know they lost yards on that one, but you want to try to get this running back the ball in different ways, right? Handing it off, getting him out in the route tree, trying to sneak in some screen passes too.
The Commodores now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. The give. Slams into the pile. He'll get 1 to the 17.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. He's looking to throw. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that 3rd down. Alabama calls its 2nd timeout of the half. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. And the Commodores will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Sends it back in motion. Snap to the back. With the catch, it's Russell. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
They'll try the run. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Gain of 2 on the play sets up 3rd and 8. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. The run inside. It's Hill. Here's a little room there. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard.
Makes the grab. He gets it in. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And And that's just a fantastic job of executing the 2-minute type situation by this offense, something you practice all week long for end of half and end of game. Quarterback, really nice job. Good job by the staff, too, getting the plays in quickly so they could get up to the line of scrimmage and get going. And them scoring that touchdown with seconds to go here in the first half, piling onto their lead, that gives them tremendous confidence heading in at halftime.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. Let's see what he can do with the return. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. So the offense doesn't want to take a chance here. They'll just come out and take a knee and wrap up the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, thanks. Welcome into the Week 11 version of the EA Sports College Football Update Show as we inch closer to bowl season. We begin with the Ole Miss Rebels in their matchup against the number 2 team, the Oklahoma Sooners. And it's the Sooners on the losing end right now of a tight one. This legit playoff contender kind of stumbled out of the gates, and while there is time to turn things around, they had better start soon. Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now. Now back to your game in Nashville. This wideout is enjoying a stellar day. 2 of those catches in the first half were 2 of the better grabs I've seen all season. And, of course, his overall stat line is helping the only stat that really matters, the scoreboard. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at First Bank Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. We check in with Holly Rowe.
I caught up with the Commodores head coach at halftime. They are really thrilled with how their defense is playing so far. They knew coming in that they had a really tough opponent in the wide receiver on the other team, somebody who could change a game with one route. But their defense has been stout and solid. We'll see if they can continue to do that here as that wide receiver gets the ball here to start the second half. Back to you.
Okay, Holly. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Keep it on the ground. And tackled there by the defense.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
Unloads to the right. It's caught. He'll pick up a few on the play, just enough for the first down. They'll mark it right at midfield.
Yeah, this defense is going to have a plan for this tight end, especially when he lines up in the slot, because there's a lot of different routes he can run, and because of his size and his wingspan, he's very, very difficult to cover.
The Commodores have it with a 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to it. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create 2nd and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
Off play action. Grabbed behind the line. It's Sherrill. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
And when you're running the ball well, QBs love going to play action. You get the linebackers starting to suck up closer to the line of scrimmage. They're keying on those running backs, and it just makes pitch and catch so much easier for these quarterbacks and receivers.
Back to throw, it's Carter. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41.
And it's such an advantage for this defense to have an outside linebacker like that can rush the passer, because they can set the edge. They can get off the ball, and they're just way too fast for tight ends or for offensive tackles to get out and block them.
Now facing second and long after the defense came up with that sack. Back to pass. With the catch, it's Spence. And that defense is all over that one. No room to run after the catch.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing there.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. The Tide will have to call their first timeout. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Flips it out to the back. He's stopped right at the 29-yard line, and it'll be 4th down. And they'll send out the field goal unit. And this will be a bit of a challenge, a 46-yard attempt from the right hash. And this one is perfect. They're back to within a touchdown. 17-10 is the score.
And coaches sometimes can get hesitant, right? With a long field goal, 40-plus yards into the wind, sometimes you'll see them go for it or punt the football. They believe in their kicker. How about that? Drives it through the wind, 3 points on the board.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. The give on the counter. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Russell. Got it in the middle. It's Rodgers. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's 1st down. It's probably pretty comforting for this offensive coordinator to know as soon as the game's kicked off, I can pretty much pencil in a 100-yard receiving day for this dude.
And I want to be the quarterback. I mean, that guy, it's always open, man, zone. I know I'm looking his way because he's going to catch the football. He's going to make big plays for me. So, yeah, I'm not surprised they're going to continue to highlight this guy in the passing game.
The defense wins that one, and the offensive line was challenged by their coaching staff coming into this game to try and get push up front and establish the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to do a better job running than that if they're going to win this one.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Snagged out of the air. No chance to run, but still a good gain. Lining up, trying to convert this 3rd and short from the 40. Throwing Russell. Quarterback now breaking the field. Alabama will get the 1st down.
Really nice awareness that time by the quarterback. He knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up the first down. He's scrambling on that play, and there are a lot of guys out there that would slide, that would try to run out of bounds, protect themselves, but that was really tough what he did. He put his body on the line to go pick up that first.
They'll run it. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. On the ground, it's Hill. Picks up the first down. And he's brought down after a nice game. This game is all but officially a wrap as we take a look at the top 25. Late in the season, time running short. Teams want to make their move in the rankings. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. Final stand to the game, and we'll start with the first down. They go to the ground. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
That's a really good stop by the defense. Jesse, they need a few more. You've given up a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend don't break mentality you're seeing right now, and this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on 3rd down. Keelan Russell. On target. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
And I like what this offense did, man. They stayed aggressive. They were trying to get the first down through the air. But here's the good thing now. You punt the football away. You trust your defense. You got the lead late in this football game. One more stop, and there's a good chance you get the W.
Just drives it between the uprights. And now the lead is extended a little further.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing the game. Good decision by the head coach here in the 4th quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a 2-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. Giving up that last field goal really ratchets up the sense of urgency for the offense on this drive. Finds his man. It's Adams. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Well, they've got a ways to go if they're going to win this game. It's all about getting the drive started. They come away with a positive play to get this thing going. Let's see what they can do now.
And if this offense is going to get back in the football game, those are the plays they have to make. Like, they have to make contested catches. They got to find a way to get some points, to create some explosive plays. Those 50-50 balls, when you get your hand on it, man, they got to start making those plays.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. The screen, and watch out. Snags it, and he's open. A giant chunk of yardage picked up there, and they're down to the 24. And the Commodores want to crank the tempo.
Well, trailing like they are right now in the 4th quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. You can't afford a lot of incompletions at this point. Everybody is going to need to be on the same page moving forward.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. looking for a man. It's Carter. Makes the grab. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. Takes a snap, wants to throw. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown Doors. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
What a fantastic route that time. If you're going to be able to throw the ball down in this area of the field where the windows close so quickly, you have got to be precise with the route running, and that's what happened right there. That's an easy connection between the QB and his target for the score.
The AT unit on the field. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he's stopped right there. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking to throw. It'll fall incomplete. A little creativity on first down, but it doesn't work. It'll be second down. Well, that helped the completion percentage, but the idea was yards after the catch, and it didn't happen.
Great job on defense, too. See ball, get ball. They saw exactly when that ball was spit out. You saw the defense fly to the football.
Getting that push, a pickup of 4 out to the 26. Timeout called here on defense, so they'll have a couple remaining in addition to the 2-minute stoppage to try to maximize time and get the football back. Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. Motion from the back. Snap to the back. And he made the grab with enough for the first down, but not enough room on the sidelines to stay in bounds. It's fourth down.
Well, give the defense credit there. They took all the quarterback's options downfield away, forced them to check it down, rallied to the football, and now they've set up fourth.
Not a lot of room to field this one. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Commodores offense onto the field, ready to start the drive. So this defense has to protect the lead, but they can also end the deal by putting the quarterback down. Running inside, it's Alexander. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Nice first down defense. Great job being physical, understanding the chances of run or high. They come up, they get the back on the ground, forcing a second down and long situation.
To the air, it's Carter. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. He picks up the fumble, but they'll blow it dead right there. And remember, at this stage of the game, the only person who can advance a fumble for the offense is the fumbler. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Good quickness to grab it off the bounce. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they kick-started this drive with that one. That's why everybody has to do the tip drill, DBs and receivers, and it worked out this time for the offense.
That's exactly what you want as a defender. Just get your hand on the football, let that thing bounce, and you see so many big plays made, but it was the opposite. It goes right to the wide receiver, makes the play, makes the catch. Man, that's frustrating for a defense.
He tries to take the top off. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
And this offense does not come up big. Man, you needed that first down. And listen, the communication with this offense and the execution has left a little bit to be desired, and especially in a big moment right here when you had to have a score and you had to have the 4th down conversion.
What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game. Timeout taken by Vanderbilt. That's their second. And that got under their skin a little bit, having to use the TO after giving up the first down. From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Might as well give it to him again. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. Vanderbilt takes his third and final timeout. And now what will they come up with on this second down play? Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to put a bow on this one.
Man, the nicest thing in sports to have is to be able to rely on the run game, to have the lead and be able to run that clock out. Just watch it tick, and the defense can do nothing about it. And that right there gets it done. Leaning on the ground game. And, Jesse, I don't know about the clock, but that thing's about to run out.
And that's really the identity of this offense, too. They are going to be physical. They're going to run the ball even when you know it's coming. And in that situation where you just need one first down to end the game, you can go out and execute like that. They're going to feel good after this one.
Guys, this is a really good win for this ball club as they put together consecutive victories.
And in this season, that's what you got to do. You got to put together good weeks, build on each other, build that momentum, continue to grow as the season goes along.
Yeah, David, it's all about building confidence, and it's really important for these players to go out